My guest tonight is an Oscar-nominated actress and Hollywood bombshell, a fearless producer and a tireless activist, a mogul's wife and a hands-on mother. She has battled the film industry's biggest titans and won, forging her own destiny on her own terms. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the pocket-sized, unstoppable dynamo that is Salma Hayek Pinot.
How do you like my supermarket look?
It's beautiful. Welcome. And I wanted to start at the beginning of your story. You began your career as a household name, starring in a Mexican telenovela, like a TV soap opera. And at 24, you left Mexico, where you were a star, to pursue a career in Hollywood film. Were you surprised at the reaction you received in Hollywood?
Yeah, I was surprised about the amount of racism, because it was kind of laughable for them that somebody from Mexico wanted to do films. I was also surprised that a lot of the people that I got to meet, their film knowledge was quite small and limited. For example, they didn't know anything about European films, or it's as if that was all that existed. Film is supposed to be like the ultimate form of art, but they were not interested in many things. And it was the first time that I realized that racism actually comes from ignorance.
You mentioned Frida. That was a huge labor of love for you. It took, was it 8 years to put together?
It took 8 years since I started producing it, but it took much more since I got to the point where I could start producing it. I was obsessed with her since I was 14.
But you worked on the script, you did the casting, you hired the crew, everything.
Everything.
Where does that determination come from?
If I just wanted to do any film just to be famous, I wouldn't have known what to do. Mm-hmm. But if I loved this film, and I believed that it was important for me, for the world to see who this woman was, what my country was, and maybe it came from living the racism. Let me show you who we are, Mm-hmm. It was important for me, and I kind of had like a strange personal relationship with her that I invented on my own, I have to do justice to you too, because she was also seen, she was not that well known, but she was seen as a victim. And I knew she was not a victim. She was a fighter. She was somebody that was in love with life. And so I was passionate about her mind, her art, her story. And so that's where the conviction comes from. And when you believe in something, you are able to fight much harder.
You were on a mission.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, looking back on the films, going to Till Dusk Till Dawn, that incredible dance routine. Did you know when you were performing in a bikini with a snake that you were stealing the film from everyone else?
No, actually, all I could think about was overcoming my phobia of snakes. Because I have a phobia for snakes. And I did so much research to try to find the courage to tolerate this snake without going into a seizure, because mm-hmm. It's not that I think they're gonna kill me, it's that my body has a reaction, and I had to learn how to meditate and go on trance, which has helped me for the rest of my life for many other things. And this snake, which I looked at a lot of research on snakes, and it turns out that in some cultures, they represent your inner force, right. Your inner strength. So I said, okay, I'm going to have a dance with my own inner strength. And if I can't do that, I should not be afraid of anything. But the snake was very naughty. The snake 3 times tried to pull my underwear down. And one time, her tongue went in my ear, which I cannot think of something more terrible to do. So I really had to be...
You had to dig deep.
Very, very, very in trance. And it helped me for many things. So when we finished, I said, this is the most extraordinary thing I've ever done in my life. And I feel like it was so important for me to do, but I had no idea I was going to be successful.
And I also read you directed a video for Prince. How did that come about? Where did you two meet?
We met in New York. He was in the same, I think, club that I was, and he summoned me. They said, Prince is in a private room, can you go? Oh, he had gone to see Frida, and he had walked out. And I didn't know him, but we were so excited in Toronto in the festival. Prince is here, Prince is here. And they're like, Prince just left. Prince just left. Like, we were very upset. And then...
Like halfway through?
Yeah.
Why? Do you know?
Yeah. Because he was a Jehovah's Witness. And then there was a scene that he didn't see, his beliefs led him to walk out. Mm-hmm. And so he summoned me in this club, and I said, no, tell them to come here. I'm not going over there. But there's a lot of people here. I said, yeah, well, I'm not going there. And he came, and we had a fight.
About Frida.
And I said, come on, this coming from the man that wrote, you sexy mother beep. Because I don't know if I can curse here. Can I curse here?
Of course you can.
You sexy motherfucker. And so we had a little fight. And then he sent me some things, and then we started fighting on the phone, and then we became best friends. And he believed in me before anyone else. He wanted me to sing. He wanted to make me a record.
Right.
But I have stage fright.
So he knew, he saw something in you that...
I think it was because of him also that he gave me a lot of confidence in me. I don't want to talk about Prince.
Okay, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay, we can take
Oh my God,
moment.
the producer is saying, yeah, shit, right. Now she's gonna, we need to, make a cover, and she needs to look good, and she's being a drama queen. I'm so sorry. It'll go away. Don't worry, don't panic, guys. You can always retouch my tears.
Can I ask, how did you prepare for the part of a horny lesbian taco in Sausage Party?
Oh, this is so embarrassing, because when they gave me the script, I said, I don't think I can do this. This is just like, this is too much. I'm kind of embarrassed reading it, and I don't know, I don't want to offend people. I have kids, and I don't know that I can do it. And then I was persuaded to do it. And the sad part is that when we got to record the voice, they said, well, improvise. And I was so much dirtier than the script. I didn't know, they were laughing. Most of what you hear in there, even once you go taco, you never go back, all of that stuff was from my very naughty, dirty mind that
You unleashed.
I unleashed in camera, yes.
And your husband, Francois Pinault, he's a French businessman and the founder of the Kering Group, and you're a strong-headed businesswoman. My question is who wears the trousers in your household?
I'm going to tell you something very interesting about most strong-headed businesswomen. Most of us just pray that you can find a man that when you go home, after being so strong all day, you can be a little girl. I know that it looks like, we want to control. No, the stronger you are, the more you are craving to have at home someone stronger than you. He definitely wears the pants at home.
Would you describe yourself as extravagant?
It's funny, in Mexico, extravagante means somebody flashy, like this would be extravagant. But here, I think in English, extravagant means somebody that spends a lot of money, right?
It can do, but I also mean, yeah.
What does it mean, extravagant, in your world?
I think it's, it doesn't have to be spending a lot of money. It's, you know, living their a big life.
I definitely live a very big life, definitely. But I don't know if I live my big life in an extravagant way.
Uh-huh.
If I understand what it means. It means that there is a simplicity inside of me that I can go through life without reminding myself every 5 minutes how grand my life is, but really connecting with life minute by minute, and with people the same to you than anyone else that I come across. So I think that I can be eccentric in moments, but there's strange eccentricities. It's extravagant to have an owl as a pet.
You have an owl?
Oh yeah, so I think I'm more eccentric than extravagant.
And where would you say you're happiest?
Oh, underwater.
Because you're a big fan of deep sea diving.
Yes. Right? Shut the fuck up! You were saying?
Thank you. Where would you say you're happiest?
Underwater.
Yeah, I read you're a big fan of deep sea diving. When did that start?
When I was 10, and I'm 53.
Amazing.
Do the math. 43 years diving, and I cannot get sick of it. But it can be very sad.
How?
Because I am so old that I have gone back to places I dove a long time ago, and I can witness how we are killing the oceans.
Really, you've seen?
Oh, it's really noticeable. Not the same amount of fish, not the same variety of fish, the corals, and it's tragic. But I love it, I love it.
What do you find so fascinating about that other world, the underwater world?
Well, you know, one of my fantasies was to go to space also. So I guess I like floating.
So you find it very calming?
Yes. And when I come out, I feel anew.
And how about space? You know, they're going to start doing chartered journeys up to just outside orbit.
Do you know that I took all my savings to get a seat on the Richard Branson
Virgin
project?
Galactic.
Yeah.
Do you have a seat?
They gave me back my money. No, because we started talking about, they asked me, do you want to be like one of the first? By the way, I think Tom Cruise also.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and the suits, but then I got knocked up by my husband. And then, you know, once you have the babies, everything changes. I was more fearless before. Now I'm a chicken.
Is there a mantra or a kind of motto that you've lived your life by, or you try to?
I try not to complain about things that I haven't done something to change. Not just about me, but about everything. That's why I started producing, because, oh, there's no parts for women or for Latin women. Okay, well, let's make them.
You've said after, obviously you've been producing and you've produced, Ugly Betty, amazingly successful TV show. Next for you is really directing.
I directed one time. It went really well. And I did one movie for Showtime. I got an Emmy for it, Best Director, and then I never directed again.
Why
because I had one film in mind that I wanted to direct, and it was complicated, expensive, different, and I And so I said, I'm not directing until I do that one. And I think I'm gonna do it maybe next year. I'm gonna try to focus on that.
And can you tell us anything about that project?
I can.
Genre? Okay. Well, we look forward to that. It'll be a good surprise.
I hope I need to, tease you a little bit so we can do this again in a couple of years.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
It's been great.
Thank you.